Hey all viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist. Welcome back to So You're Being Hunted. This is episode 310 now. So, remember of course in the last episode I continued on with the Literature Hunt 2.0. Basically, I've pretty much cleared this island out. This one that we're on at the moment, the North Island of this map. However, just before we move on to another area of the map, another island, just by way of an update, I want to show you this barrel over here where I was keeping my books and letters that I'd gathered so far. So, if I just go into the inventory here, you'll see I've actually moved them all. They're no longer in there. I've just was storing a few revolver rounds in there. Been doing a little bit of work off camera. As you can see, my vitality has actually gone down. I'd better eat something. Basically, I've moved all the books and the letters that I'd accumulated so far. I've placed them in a house on the central island. Because I said I was going to do that, I was going to find an inventory space to store them in, and I found just a random little house in one of the villages on the centre island, not far from the jetties for the North Island. Hopefully I can remember my way back there. It shouldn't be too hard, because there's a visible landmark near it in the form of the Priory on Central Island. But now that we've done that, now that I've just done my little bit of my little jobs off camera, we're basically going to go and find another island, and we're going to continue on with the search. So if we go south, we'll go back to the centre island, stored everything. Okay, right. So you can see straight off the bat as we're coming off this jetty, there's the Priory up there in the distance. So originally I was going to see, was there an inventory space next to that? And yes, there usually is, in the form of a barrel, but that doesn't give you any more inventory space than the barrel we were in previously on the North Island. So that's why I decided to basically clear things over and put things into one of the villages. So, if I can remember my way back there. Obviously, because I was an idiot and I got rid of my map by accident, that leaves me in the situation where I now have to kind of navigate my way around just by landmarks and things like that. It shouldn't be too hard though, because if we use that as the first visible landmark, then that it's basically over in this direction, and there's the ruined little village there as well, which actually makes things kind of easier. So if we go over here, it's in this village over here, and it's basically in this end house, which the reticle is currently on at the moment. So, what I'll show you, here's the organisational system I've adopted. Now, the front door has a fairly big inventory space in it. Basically, 5 by 5 inventory space, so 25 slots, which should be more than enough, because I think, there's 24 letters in the game. So that's where we're going to store letters, and as you can see, I've organised them by number. So this one here in the top left corner, that's letter 0, the very first one. Next one along is letter 1, as you can see there, and they go and so on forth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then, left to right and all that. So that way, I'll use that as an organisational system for the letters. Then if we go around to the back door of this house, you'll see I've put my books in there. So I've separated them to kind of keep things relatively straightforward. Letters in the front door, books in the back. So that should hopefully keep things, like I say, fairly clear. Right, well, we're just going to head off to another island, I guess. Continue with our way, or continue with our quest. Rather, way! I was running backwards, not looking where I was going, and I nearly ran off the cliff. Pro moves by Red, right there. Okay, let's find this next jetty, wherever it is, and if we see any scarecrows en route, there it is, there's a jetty down there. I was going to say, if we see any scarecrows en route, we'll try and kill them, just to use up some of my revolver ammo, because I really don't need to be holding on to this much, it just hogs space. So if I end up getting tons of letters, it ends up making moving them all around a little bit difficult. There we go. Straight down the cliff, and down here. Right then, so where are we going? We're going east? Yes. East, I can't remember what's themed this on. Fenland, kind of. Yeah, sure, that's good. Alright, so in essence, we'll just continue on as normal. So I hope you guys out there are all doing well, and as usual I hope you're enjoying the Literature Hunt 2.0. And I certainly am. Right. I've got a little quick story. A strange little thing that happened this morning when I got up out of bed, and after I'd done all my usual morning routines. when I logged onto YouTube to publish the video for today. Like I say, something a little strange happened to me, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But first, we've got a letter that needs looking at. Letter 17. Do I have this one already? I do not. That's a new one, which is good. This looks like one that's definitely been written by a robot. Okay, that's letter 17. Just going to note that down there. Hello, sir or madame. We have calculated that you are due a tax rebate of several thousand increments of human arbitrary value. To collect your value and a special and completely harmless prize, please report to the deracination facility on Jaw Hill. The murder colonel will meet you at the door with tea and biscuits which contain no poison at all. Failure to respond to this letter will not harm your chances of being treated fairly come the robotic revolution. There we are. Interesting. Robot revolution, I see. I see indeed. Wobble and tat. Anything in there, we'll do the back doors as usual. So, what I was actually talking about, or rather what I wanted to say was, so, when I got up this morning, out of bed, and, I got dressed, do the usual things that you do when you get out of bed in the morning. As usual, I log on to YouTube so that I can publish the video that I want to share on the channel for today, or for the day rather. And, of course, whenever I kind of go onto the YouTube front page, obviously as usual I get all the recommended videos, things which YouTube thinks I'd be interested in based on all kinds of stuff, based on the sort of videos maybe I've uploaded before, or maybe the sort of videos which I've looked at and watched in the past. And this is where it gets weird, because every so often when you go on the YouTube front page, it always gives you that one video where you look at it and you think, you have to do a bit of a double take, because you look at it and you think, why has that been recommended to me? I don't understand why that's being suggested at all. And I had a moment like that this morning. So let's talk about what it was that I saw. If my channel was monetized, this would be the moment where I would be risking demonetization. So let's just say the things I risk to bring you interesting conversations then, everybody. But I went on, and the first thing I saw, right there, pride and centre of the recommended feed, was a video entitled Cute Bondage Cartoon, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes, just once I've noted down this letter and actually read what it says. That's 19, if I put that like that. Got quite a few letters actually, well 2 that is, in the first few minutes of this video. Okay, letter 19. Good morning. This is a polite notice. Please put yourself outside tomorrow morning for collection. Our friendly teams will move you to a more suitable location and clean your current dwelling using their special equipment. Any humans caught avoiding disposal will be offered a questionnaire before being asked to visit one of our dedicated human pandering facilities, where they will not be destroyed or incinerated. Ignoring this notice is considered quite rude and we will be upset. Again, definitely can't be a robot who's written that, eh? Yeah, so what was I saying? I was talking. Yes, the video that appeared on my recommended feed this morning, and I'm still not 100% sure why. So it was called Cute Bondage Cartoon. That's what it was called. So yeah, how do I explain what was going on here? Needless to say, I watched it because, well, I kind of couldn't. When something like that flashes up on your screen, you can't not view it, right? You have to watch it. You have to see what the fuck's going on with that. And so I did. And, as the name would suggest, it was basically an animation. And I can't actually remember who it was by now. Studio something or other. But the description was literally 19-year-old Gwen is in the bookstore or something and discovers a book about bondage? I don't know. It was. I don't know what the point of the video was exactly. But it's like this cartoon girl is in a bookstore or whatever, as I just said, and she's finding all these rather erotic titles, and everyone around her is just sort of silently judging her. And then, of course, she comes across the book about the topic in question as given in the title of the video, and then suddenly there's nothing in the video which is raunchy necessarily. Well, I say that nothing too kind of provocative or anything like that. Sure, there's, slightly raunchy imagery, but there's no nudity, nothing like that, technically. But it was just weird, and the whole thing about it is I don't know why YouTube felt the need to recommend that to me, of all things. I'm not complaining, the video was entertaining. I'm more just asking, what exactly was it that made YouTube think I would have been interested in that in the first place. Right, this is another letter. This is letter 5, which we already have according to my list. So there is no reason for us to actually keep that. We can discard it because we've already seen it. Right, so yeah, I was kind of hypothesising why on earth would YouTube think that I'm interested in that subject. I'm not entirely sure, but having thought about it for a little bit, I'm starting to wonder if maybe it's because of certain things on my channel. So if you've been around on my channel for a while, you will probably be aware that there are a couple of videos on my channel which do have slightly BDSM themed titles going on in them, let's just say. I think probably the one which some people might remember, of course, was that video me and Phil did of Honeycam Studio. Because what was the title of that? The title of that was something like All the Ball Gags or something. And oh god, actually, now I think about it, the thumbnail of that video was one of the characters, and I don't know what possessed me to make this thumbnail, but it was the character of the game, but with this poorly drawn MS Paint ball gag in her mouth. It was so ridiculous. So that might be one reason, maybe because YouTube picks up on the titles of some of my videos and thinks, oh, yeah, this guy clearly is into bondage. I don't know. I don't know. But there's that one. There's also that one I did that time, which was the one where I was looking at the analytics on my channel because I discovered something weird when I was looking at it, and I discovered that some of the things people were searching on YouTube, which was somehow leading them to my channel. They were searching for things like Bondage Lily, or whatever it was called. It was like a weird game someone had made on DeviantArt or something. Right, we've got 2 letters actually in here. We need to see what these are. It's enough gassing from me for the moment. Letter 3, we don't have that. Let's get that one. Letter 3, there we go. To whom it may concern, this correspondence has been targeted at all residents of the island with the specific intention of alerting you to the danger of getting gas from my tea. Danger of strangers. If you encounter a stranger, please first ask them to make talk about the weather. If they are unable, not enable, or unwilling to engage in such polite trade, then you must report them to the police immediately. All strangers must be registered with the local desk sergeant or face immediate dishampment. A local magistrate has issued fines against several youths who failed to report a strange hanging about at the back of the old mill. So watch it. The Parish Security Club. Okay. Well, that's that one. So what's this one then? Letter 20. We do not have that one either. That's good. Father, it's been several weeks since I last heard from you or Mother, and I'm beginning to worry. Perhaps you can get in touch and let me know that you're okay. I've just moved into a new flat in Swansea, and the promotion has enabled me to purchase a 1970s dilemma hatchback. You'd like it, although it has the same design flaws as the Trooper Manhorse 500, which we used to visit the Dales in. If it's not too much trouble, I'd like to visit again for the bank holiday, and I promise I won't touch Mother's teapot collection. I've entirely grown out of that phase. Your loving son, Jasper. Yes, there we go. Okay, so that's two more letters. We're actually getting quite a few, like I say, in this episode, which is good, because sometimes it feels like you can be just bumbling around for ages before you actually find any. Right, we need to go around this side and do the buildings over here. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the fascinating story of when I logged in to YouTube this morning and didn't know what the fuck I was seeing. But yes, like I say, my hypothesis is that maybe YouTube, I don't know, has picked up on certain titles of my videos and thinks, therefore, oh yeah, we'll promote this video in particular to this guy. Who knows? Good lord. I certainly never expected that I would be doing a So You're Being Hunted video, a podcast-style episode in which I vaguely sort of talk about sexual fetishes or things related to that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not judging, don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm doing at all. I merely found it very humorous, that's all. You know, people can enjoy whatever they want to enjoy. People can have whatever kinks they have. Unless your kink involves hurting someone against their will, then I don't see a problem, necessarily. Okay, I've got so much fucking revolver ammo, this is kind of ridiculous. What am I going to do with all of this? My inventory is just chock full of crap. We need to kill scarecrows, that's what we need to do. just use up some friggin' bullets or whatever. Oh, good lord. Right, we'll tell you what, we'll stop investigating buildings for now. We'll just go on a scarecrow hunt for the moment. So if I sort of remember roughly where everything is, I should hopefully be able to find my way back and get back on track. I just need to remember, this area sort of loops around. It's very interesting. Is there any scarecrows around who want shooting? Let's go towards this barn over here and see if maybe there is anyone out here who'd like to maybe take a few bullets to the face. Whatever else have you. Because Lord knows I need to free up some inventory space. Inventory space. What's that there? Is that a stump? That is a stump, yeah. I saw that, I was wondering what it was. Barrel? Le barrel has nothing really in it. Except dead animals, of course. Will there be any scarecrows spawning on this island? I don't actually know. I am not 100% certain. Actually, we'll tell you what, rather than doing that and just wandering around and flailing about like an idiot, I'll tell you what, I'll go back to the jetty and I'll save, and then I think we'll wrap this episode up here, because we're recording for a good amount of time there, I do think. About 15 minutes, 20 minutes, roughly, there or thereabouts. About a good minimum length for a Sir You're Being Hunted episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed listening to me ramble about the topic I was rambling about. Very strange. Kind of let me know in the comments, actually. Did anyone else get weird recommendations like that when they came onto YouTube today? Did they get that same video? I don't know. Because I was looking down through the comments that people left on that cartoon bondage video, and there were people saying the same thing as to what I was thinking. Why has this been recommended to me? I don't understand. But it's like I say, it's one of those things that sometimes happens on YouTube. Most of the videos on your recommended, you can understand why, because usually they're from channels that you've watched videos from before, so understandable. But every so often you do just get that one video that it recommends that just feels like it comes out of fucking nowhere. Okay, right. That's enough from me, so hope you enjoyed this episode. Facebook and Twitter links down below as usual, along with the Propagandist channel link for anyone interested. If you enjoyed, do not forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. But in the meantime, this is General Red signing off. Goodbye, everybody.
Pick the right one.
Again, I don't know how I've done it.
It's been a while since I wore my swimming costume. Does it look okay?
It was a couple of times. To say it looks okay would be giving far too much credit to Turn. He fills a swimsuit out like a supermodel.
Awesome.
I already feel my face getting red. You look.
Is that bad? No.
You look perfect.
Flatterer.
Heads off to the dining board and quickly dives in gracefully.
Oh,
wow. Despite early protest, she actually does make that much of a splash going into water. I follow up behind her, attempt to do a jackknife. A jackknife? However, that plan goes awry when I'm suddenly reminded that I've never taken formal diving lessons in my life. I do a total belly flop into the pool, splashing everyone in a 5-foot radius. In pain, I crawl out to the pool and sit on edge. A few months later, Jon pulls a 7-2 with a bullet on his face. You see this video? That was a good view, wasn't there?